Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today we're going to be talking about the newest character reveal, which will actually make for our very first character in version 3.3, which I am pretty excited about this one, and we will be talking about them momentarily. But I would love to know from you all, who are you the most excited for that is either currently here, so if you guys are really excited for Chibi or Mydei, or if you guys are more excited for some of the future characters, which in 3.2 we would be getting Castorice and Anaxa and so on. So I'd love to know who you are the most excited for. And before we get into today's video, of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, do make sure to subscribe to see more content from me. Also leave a like to support the video, and now let's get straight into it. So as you guys can see, the character reveal is none other than Hyacine, and she is so cute. I absolutely love her. I loved her in the event, and she was just like, I don't know, she's just a very, very adorable character. I love the color scheme she has because it reminds me, like, the pink and light blue reminds me kind of like cotton candy. I don't know if that's just me, but I just love her hair, and she's just so cute. I don't know if you guys see the resemblance as well, but she kind of also reminds me of Barbara from Genshin Impact. I can kind of see that resemblance. So I think that's pretty cute because both of those characters are adorable. But in the case of Hyacine, here she is, which I did not know she had wings. I think that's actually really cool. And I wonder if those wings are actually going to be incorporated in her gameplay or if they're just part of her splash art. But this splash art in general just gives me just like cutesy, happy vibes. So I absolutely love it. And then we have her memo sprite, which I'm not gonna lie, this memo sprite might have to take Mem's spot for the cutest memo sprite. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Which the Pegasus, I believe, is called Ika or Ika. It's IKA, so I'm not too sure how to pronounce her Pegasus name. It is her little friend and assistant, and just based off the splash art and what they've done previously, I guess in relation to like the memo sprites, this should be her memo sprite here, which is absolutely adorable. I love it. It also shares the same color scheme as her with the little pink and then of course the very light blue. So I'm very excited, and it'd be cool if they both had wings, like you just see both of them flying. I don't know. A hope of mine, honestly, is that they have the little Pegasus follow along with us, like how they have Numby follow Topaz. If they do that, I will absolutely love that. And I don't know if you guys would want that as well, but I'm really hoping like one of the devs see this video and they're like, you know what? Right there, yeah, we're gonna do that idea. So I really want the little Pegasus to be following us around. It's a cute little fat Pegasus. I love it. But yeah, when it comes to her design, as you guys can tell, I absolutely love it just because I love cute characters. And what's really cool about Hyacine is that she is a Wind Remembrance character. Her description, I feel like, kind of alludes to what kind of character she is, because it is mentioned that she will do her best to help everyone as Hyacine, healer of Twilight Courtyard. So the main word here is healer, which I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually do get a Remembrance healer, due to the fact that the Remembrance characters, in all honesty, can technically do, I guess, whatever they want. The main thing I feel like that makes them a Remembrance character is the factor of them having a memo sprite. So her memo sprite here is a little Pegasus, which is awesome. But in that scenario, since Remembrance characters I feel like are pretty free game when it comes to what their kit might end up being. In the case of Hyacine, I would not be too surprised, honestly, if she does end up being a healer. Which, if she is a healer, now we're getting another wind healer. And also we're getting a healer that is part of the Remembrance path. And on top of that, now we are actually getting a new sustain option for everyone to consider looking at. Maybe you do need a new sustain. We can see what she ends up doing once we get more information on her. But in the case of her being a sustain, that'd be pretty cool in my opinion. And if she does end up being one, I would also hope that she does have some nice utility. For example, the type of utility that Huohuo has when it comes to Huohuo's ultimate being able to give more energy for everybody on the team, but also be able to increase the attack of everyone on the team. When it comes to Lingsha and Gallagher with Besotted and Befog, when it comes to Aventurine when he uses his ultimate on an enemy. So I hope that Hyacine, if she is a healer, definitely has some form of utility, but of course she might end up being a bit more catered to the upcoming characters as well. So for example, Castorice is coming up, which we will know more official information about Castorice very soon, and I do plan to cover that. But in the case of Castorice, Hyacine might end up being a very nice sustain option to use alongside Castorice, depending on how their kits might synergize. So there's a lot that can happen if she does end up going, of course, the sustain route. But two things I also wanted to note regarding that specifically is we did end up getting a new planar set, which is the Giant Tree planar set. And this planar set will increase the wearer's speed by 6%, and when the wearer's speed is 135/180 or higher, the wearer and their memo sprite's outgoing healing increases by 12%/20%. So at 135 speed, you would increase by 12%. At 180 speed, then you would increase by 20%, 180 or higher speed, I mean. So if this ends up being one of her primary planar sets, then we can likely assume that she is going to be a very fast sustain. And also, of course, the planar set being able to increase her speed by 6% will also help you when getting to those higher speed thresholds. Now, when it comes to light cone options in that regard though, since she is Remembrance and not Abundance, she cannot take advantage of Abundance light cones the same way Abundance characters would. So because of that, we would have to take a look at what Remembrance options are available, and of course, I'm sure her signature light cone will be very catered towards her. An option that I can think of is maybe Memory's Curtain Never Falls, which is a 5-star light cone, and this light cone will increase the wearer's speed, and then after the wearer uses their skill, they'll increase the damage dealt by all allies as well, lasting for 3 turns. So this might end up being a nice option on Hyacine when it comes to a Remembrance light cone that is more on the supportive side of things. So that might be a pretty nice option right there, assuming that once again, she is going to be our very first Remembrance healer. I'm highly leaning towards she is going to end up being that, but if not, then obviously some of these things would change and we maybe had to look at other Remembrance light cones and other builds, of course. I would love to know though if you guys are excited for Hyacine here. I personally am, just because of how adorable she is and her Momo sprite, or if you are actually just completely skipping her. You're not really too interested in her design or, you know, the Momo sprite, whatever it may be. And maybe you're looking forward to the 3.2 characters a bit more. So for example, Castorice and Anaxa, or maybe if you're actually looking forward to seeing the next character for 3.3 instead. I am personally hoping we get a 4-star in 3.3 because we haven't gotten a new 4-star in quite a while. So I am definitely hoping we get a new 4-star because it wouldn't hurt anybody, in my opinion. It would just be a nice benefit for everybody to take advantage of, having a new 4-star option. And the way that the 4-stars are made are pretty nice when it comes to just like the utility they're able to provide. For example, like characters like Gallagher, when it comes to Boba March 7th, she's awesome as well. You can use Mosa on your follow-up teams. You can still use Pela very nicely as well because of her debuffing capabilities when it comes to her being able to lower the defenses of all enemies on the field. That is very useful for being able to increase the damage output of your team. So when it comes to some of our 4-stars, they're very worthwhile when it comes to just building them. But of course, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I personally hope we will get a 4-star because if not, that kind of sucks since it's been so long since we've gotten a new 4-star. But regardless, I would love to know all of your thoughts. Once again, I'm personally pretty excited for this reveal here. And if you guys did enjoy this video, do consider subscribing to see more from me. And lastly, I hope you all have a great one. Peace.